Kellyanne Cicalese for a check of the forecast. Good morning, Kellyanne.
Good morning to you both. A little bit less sun than we would like, and that's going to be the case for much of today as these clouds are moving in from the west. You can see how they're pretty thick in spots this morning, although I do expect we'll see some slivers of sun at times throughout today. So not a completely overcast gray sky, mostly cloudy for us today. Still, despite all these clouds, we're warming up. We're into the 60s for most spots at this hour, making a run toward 80 in and around Boston this afternoon. 70s for the Cape and Islands with a wind out of the south, and that wind will be breezy at times. With higher humidity levels today, it will feel more like the 80s region-wide, and eventually that higher humidity level will give way to showers. Seeing the first chance of showers and storms off to our northwest right around 9-10 o'clock, getting closer to home as we travel past midnight. That will lead us into an unsettled outlook for your Sunday, but it's not a washout. I'll have the full timeline for showers passing by and where I think it will be wettest. Jennifer.
All right, Kelly.
Good news in the weather department, too, for your travel this weekend. We have shower chances holding off until overnight into tomorrow, and we're not looking at much in the way of rain totals. I'll have the timeline and pinpoint where I think it will be wettest, plus your Labor Day forecast coming up.
Okay, let's sum up this weekend early. Take a live look outside. Barbecue, check mark. I think you can get that in. Beach day, sure, at some point.
Yeah.
Kellyanne, what do you think? What do we got going on?
I don't think it's a terrible beach day. I really don't. I think there'll be less of a crowd out there because, of course, the clouds kind of deter a lot of people. Yeah. But we're rain-free for most of today. And despite the clouds you see out there this morning, I do think we'll see some slivers of sun this afternoon. And we still managed to warm up quite a bit. So it's not a bad beach day. In fact, as we get you out the door here for much of the Northeast, you're traveling along 95. Conditions today looking mainly fine and dry, but we have showers and storms just to our west from Burlington stretching out toward Pittsburgh. This is all associated with a cold front that will be bringing some unsettled weather our way tonight, heading in tomorrow. We're watching some unsettled weather stretching all the way down to the south as well, heading down toward Houston. So with this cold front that's passing by over New York, you can see there's a good amount of lightning that's passing into Buffalo right now. Clouds ahead of this front, that is impacting us, and we're seeing that as you're heading out the door right now for most locations, the exception being the South Coast, Cape and Islands, where we're still waiting for those clouds to approach. So it's still quite a bit brighter heading down toward the Cape and Islands, Nantucket. Nice and sunny at 68 degrees. That's the place to be right now. Low to mid 60s for most spots. Marshfield cloudy at 68. Higher humidity out to our west associated with that front. So that is going to be climbing today. You'll feel the humidity factor getting sticky this afternoon, and then it turns downright muggy heading into your Sunday with dew points approaching 70. So with dew point temperatures approaching the 60s today, these highs in the upper 70s to low 80s, that's already a little warmer than yesterday, but it's going to feel even warmer because of that humidity factor on the rise. It's also a result of that wind out of the south, and that wind does get breezy today, especially in the mid to late afternoon. You'll notice occasional gusts nearing 20 miles per hour. Let's get through the timeline for showers because we are rain-free during the day, but as early as 9 o'clock, we see that line that's out toward Buffalo, New York, getting a little closer to home. So I do expect this will start to push into our area overnight, I would say near midnight and into the overnight hours, right on into your Sunday. Those showers will keep the clouds around, and that means waking up tomorrow morning, lots of clouds and a few showers too. The showers look generally light. This is paused at 4 a.m. As I fast forward towards 7, it's mainly just a few drops that we'll be tracking. Watch those. We move toward late morning into the early afternoon. Another batch of showers will likely bring more in the way of rain to the South Coast, Cape and Islands. In the afternoon, notice we have more in the way of sun trying to break through for many spots. With that said, we could see the sun help to ignite some very isolated storm chances. Not looking at anything widespread or severe. The chance slightly higher over the South Coast, Cape and Islands for that chance of a rumble of thunder. I would watch for that between 2 to about 8 p.m. You can see by 8 p.m. the rain is moving out to shore, and so we are drying out. And we're not looking to see much out of this. In fact, most spots less than half an inch, slightly higher rainfall totals down toward the islands. But this will set the stage for what looks to be a beautiful outlook on Monday. Labor Day forecast is sunny, mid-70s, and a nice drop in humidity too. Not bad for the rest of the week. Mainly dry, a little warmer by Thursday, Friday. Jennifer Ondella.
Okay, Monday on, delightful. Outside, stopping by Worcester, where those clouds, they've been coming at us all morning, Kellyanne.
Yes, they moved it from the west, and although we had some really pretty sunrise pictures in eastern Massachusetts earlier this morning, those clouds are starting to spread. Still, I don't think it's a terrible beach day. Heads up, we have an elevated risk of rip currents for the North Shore. Otherwise, decent outlook for the beach here. Clouds this morning giving way to some slivers of sun this afternoon. We'll stay near the 70-degree mark for most of the main beaches and New Hampshire seacoast as well. Mid-70s for the North Shore, a little close to the upper 70s, nearing 80 for some spots along the South Shore. And then Cape Cod, low to mid-70s for this afternoon. High tide right around 10:30. Keeping you at the coastline, we're tracking the tropics. A little disturbance near the Gulf of Mexico. Of more concern is a disturbance forming a little bit farther out to sea, but this is one that's moving right toward the Caribbean, and it's likely to form in the next 7 days. So we'll keep you updated. Jennifer on Delta.
Up north now to Hampton Beach right now, where you see some cloudy skies, but hey, you can still hang out on the beach, can't you? Thanks for sticking with
Exactly, yes. You know, and as you move toward the North Shore, those beaches actually have a higher risk of rip currents today. Something you might want to keep in mind, although I don't know how many people will be actually swimming considering all the clouds we have out there. But rain-free outlook today, so it's not a terrible beach day if you are trying to squeeze it in. Clouds are thickening ahead of some still not looking like a washout either. We're in the 60s out the door right now, 64 in Boston Islands, where the clouds have not yet arrived, but we'll be in a mostly cloudy sky for most of this afternoon. Despite that, we're still making a run toward 80 today, so it is a warm outlook, and with climbing humidity levels, it'll feel even warmer. Here's the timeline for clouds. Now, the Futurecast models is that we are dry with clouds increasing into this evening, and then rain starts to get a little closer to home after midnight, and it is around through tomorrow. I think some of the wettest times of our day will be in the morning, but there's the chance for a spot shower too in the afternoon as well. I'll walk you through the full timeline coming up. We're in a pattern that's overall very dry and quiet, but you're seeing some clouds out there this morning, and we have a few showers in the forecast tomorrow. I'll walk you through the timeline for that and why I don't think it's going to be a complete washout. Right now, looking a little gray with our live look in Boston with some clouds that have moved in from the west. Still, there's a sliver of blue sky still trying to break through, and I expect we'll see some of that throughout the day.
Okay, Christopher, thank you so much. All right, in terms of the forecast and the weather outside right now, it's cloudy.
It is.
But good temperature.
Yeah,
I approve of 64.
When you see a sky like what we have out there right now, you're probably thinking, okay, any minute now
Right,
it's
is it
going
gonna
to rain?
rain? But
Exactly.
no, right?
No, I mean, most of today is looking dry, so at least we have that in our favor.
Good.
I actually think we'll see some slivers of blue sky trying to break through at times today, giving us a little bit of hope before the rain arrives. And it does look like it's holding off until just about midnight. It will continue into tomorrow, so we have some showers to dodge tomorrow. Still not looking like a washout. The wettest part of our day will likely be in the morning, and it does appear that areas south of the Pike will see a slightly higher chance for these showers, but even there, nothing that looks all too widespread or long-lasting. Our shower and storm threat is to our west right now. It's associated with a cold front cutting right across Canada, moving through New York, where you can see a good amount of lightning in and around Buffalo, and stretches right into the Midwest, into Ohio. So we're waiting for that arrival until the cold front arrives. We're dealing with these clouds ahead of time with some warm air that's surging in. You'll feel that humidity factor increasing today. You'll also feel the heat starting to increase today as well. We're in the 60s for most spots this morning, a little bit warmer down toward New Bedford at 70 degrees. Now, keep in mind, this is a spot where the clouds were slowest to arrive, still holding on to the sun, heading down toward Nantucket. So of course things are just slightly warmer in that area. With humidity climbing as it moves in from the west today, it will start to feel sticky this afternoon, but it turns downright muggy heading into tomorrow, with dew points reaching a peak nearing the upper 60s to just about 70 degrees. So it is going to be a more summer-like feel this weekend as that humidity factor returns. Today's highs are near 80 in and around Boston, so that in itself is about 10 degrees warmer from what we had yesterday. 70s heading down toward the Cape and Islands. Clouds are around, but notice our 12-hour forecast is rain-free, and it does hint hint at some slivers of sun trying to break through. So I don't expect it'll be a completely overcast gray sky all day long. Our futurecast still looking dry through the first half of our day. I want to fast forward toward 9 p.m. That's when the storm line, it's out toward Buffalo, gets a little bit closer to Albany, and you can see how it gets a little bit closer to home as we stretch toward midnight. So it's the overnight hours into your Sunday that feature the chance of showers here. There may be a few rumbles of thunder. I'm not expecting much with the overnight batch of rain. As you can see, it's mainly looking rather light here. But as we stretch through the morning, you can see how there's some pockets of drizzle that may be possible as it passes through. So it's enough that you'll want to keep an umbrella on hand. Late morning is when we see a steadier batch of rain moving in from the south. And so areas south of the Pike may hear a few rumbles of thunder as that passes through. Afternoon hours also featuring that chance for a few thunderstorms, non-severe more than likely, but we could see some gusty wind within these storms before they move off heading into the sunset hours and into our Sunday night. That means we are looking at a beautiful outlook for Labor Day. We're clearing out by Sunday night, right on into Monday. Low humidity, highs in the 70s, plenty of sun, and that's going to be just a taste of what's to come here as we hold on to sun for much of the work week ahead. A little dry. We're making a run toward 80 by Thursday and Friday. Rondella.
Thank you so much. Anyone spending some time outside today, they're going to notice a little tick up in the humidity. Is that right?
Yes, it's already starting to climb right now. You'll really feel it this afternoon and then more so heading into tomorrow. So it's going to feel more like summer here as we wrap up the month of August. A high near 80 today, and with that humidity on the rise, of course, it's going to feel warmer. We have some clouds in place today, but not completely overcast. I think we'll see some slivers of sun. Okay. Tomorrow will feature some shower chances.
Okay, well, it is Labor Day weekend. We have to hold on to that feel of summer as long as we can.
We will.
The unofficial end for some people. Yeah. Not me.
No, never.
Never. Okay, we send you off. We're going to send you with some final pictures here from the hospitals.
This is a view in Neshoba Valley right now where they've been taking down the signage. We'll be following this story all day.